My fellow comrades and coaster enthusiasts throughout the world, today was without a doubt the most tragic day in the history of the HCF. January 4th, 2022 will forever live on as a day in infamy. This afternoon, Todd Joseph, the owner of Conneaut Lake Park, started tearing down the historic Blue Streak, and he burnt it. When Todd Joseph bought the park in March of 2021, we were very optimistic that he would be the man that would bring the park back. However, after he cut up most of the historic Tumblebug ride built in 1925, our good faith was lost. In the months since then, Todd Joseph has constantly lied to the people of his plans for the property. He claims to be revitalizing and improving the park when there has not been any revitalization. There has only been destruction. He has demolished the park's midway, he has sold off many of the park's rides, and he has destroyed the heritage of what made Conneaut Lake Park so special to the people. He has constantly been breaking the terms of the park's sales agreement. The park is supposed to be free to the public, when he has been charging admission and blocking off access to the property. As it says in the park's deed, the property must continue to be used as an amusement and water park. Removing so many of the park's iconic rides and not replacing them with new rides is clear indication that that is not his intention, that he plans to redevelop the park. He has given the people who live at the park so much hardship. He has blocked off access to their homes. They have had problems with their water, and he has tormented them for speaking up against what he has done. He has even sent surveyors out to people's properties, claiming that he owns part of their properties, land that they have owned for decades. And the reason that I know this is because I've talked to some of the local residents myself, either by phone or through email. On November 2nd, through Zoom, I attended the U.S. bankruptcy court hearing for the complaints that the residents have made against Todd Joseph. And Todd's lawyer, everything he said was false. He said that he made it so much better and he brought in more rides than the park ever had. And that is just not true. He only brought in a few more rides. And if that was true, then where were the huge crowds on the Midway this season? The only time this year where there was big crowds was during Pumpkin Fest. His lawyer said that Todd spent more than $2 million on the park's fencing, and that is just not true right there. On top of that, his lawyer is practically lying to a judge and saying that these residents that live at the park are being so selfish when these are really kind and caring people that care so deeply about their homes and their park. So that brings us to today, January 4th. Todd started demolishing the Blue Streak. He started with part of the station and the ride's brake run and tunnel and continued to the lift hill. He was doing this demolition work without a demolition permit. When he was demolishing the ride, he set fire to the demolished rubble and it got out of control. The media is saying that this was a controlled burn, but I don't believe that at all. I don't believe this was an accident. I believe that this was intentional. Whatever the cause of the fire is debatable, but what is not debatable is that he was demolishing the coaster without a demolition permit. The Summit Township's zoning officer said, quote, in the Meadville Tribune that Todd Joseph contacted him late Tuesday afternoon after the demolition work had started and after the fire, and that the demolition permit will be signed Wednesday. So he was illegally tearing the coaster down without a signed permit. Therefore, he should go down or at least be fined for that. But the loss of the Blue Streak is a huge tragedy to us, and there's no benefit. The Blue Streak was a designated Ace Coaster landmark and an Ace Coaster Classic, and Ace, they donated so much money to the park to keep the coaster running and to get it running again in 2010. So many people in the community and abroad, including friends of mine, volunteered at the park to get the park and the coaster running again, and all of their hard work is just being destroyed, and it is heartbreaking. Todd Joseph doesn't care at all about the park or the people that live around the park. The only thing he cares about is his wallet. The only thing he cares about is himself. He doesn't deserve any support from the community for what he has done. Destroying such a rare and important historic coaster and a park that we here at the HCF have graciously supported for years during good times and bad. The Blue Streak was one of only two surviving coasters in the world designed by Edward Vettel, and one of the very few surviving coasters built by the T.M. Harton Company. The Cyclone at Lakeside Amusement Park in Denver is now the only surviving coaster designed by Edward Vettel. For all who are members of the HCF, I am declaring a week of mourning in honor of the Blue Streak, and all topics posted will be restricted to the Blue Streak. The loss of the Blue Streak is a tragedy that must never be forgotten, which is why January 4th, every year going forward, will be known as Blue Streak Remembrance Day, a day which we will remember the Blue Streak, share memories, and to spread the message that the loss of a historic coaster like this must never happen again under such selfish circumstances. Thank you.